Greetings and thanks for watching. Today, we're going to see how to work with styles. In a word processor, a style is a collection of formatting instructions. You use styles to format paragraphs in your document. You can as well apply some formatting options in your document. So you would use the title style for your titles. You also use the body style for the body of your text and the caption style for figures, tables, and equations. Using styles is a quick way to format a document of many pages. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to apply styles in our document, how to modify our styles formatting to suit our text, and how to use styles to easily format a document of many pages. Remember, we have learned how to create documents. We have as well seen how to edit and how to format. The normal process in creating files or Word files is to be able to identify a word processor that you will use. In our case, we have already said that we can easily use Microsoft Office Word. We can go ahead and try to create documents with other alternatives of word processors. Then, after creating a Word document, we should be able to enter text comfortably. When you enter text comfortably, you should as well be able to edit and save. You should also know the difference between save and save as. As a quick reminder, save will save the changes that you have made to the document, while save as will be able to open the save dialog box again for you to either change the file name or to change the location. This will permit you to be able to create a copy of your file. Again, we should be able to apply some very simple formatting techniques to our document. This is because when you have created your document, you need to edit. Also remember the importance of editing. Editing means reading through your document and making sure that what you have typed is what you wanted to type. Now, formatting. Formatting refers to the techniques that you use to make sure that the appearance or the layout of your document is appealing to the eyes or it looks good. We advise that you should keep your formattings simple. When we have many pages, the formatting becomes tricky. In our previous lesson, we have seen how to work with sections, headers, and footers. This, we said, will enable us to perform some page formattings. We again saw how to work with tables and shapes. Today, we're going to see how to work with styles. And remember that styles refer to a collection of formatting instructions. Right, now onto our PC. On your PC, styles are found on the Home tab. On the Home tab, you need to go to the Styles group. The Styles group found on the Home tab, you have the various styles that are available there. You can go ahead and select any of the styles. And remember that your rules for formatting text applies here. You must also select or highlight the text you desire to apply styles to in order to be able to apply styles. We are going to look at how we'll be able to use the available styles that are found in a word processor. We are also going to see how to apply styles to selected text. We're going to see how to modify existing styles in order for it to match our formatting. We are going to see as well how to modify existing styles using the style dialog box. And finally, we are going to see how to create styles. Let me make a call out here. For students especially, or anybody who has written documents or who have created a document made up of many pages, you agree that there are times that formatting some portions of your document becomes tricky. In our styles, therefore, our styles will permit us to be able to format our headings, format our subheadings, format the body of our text, format other portions of our text like captions. Remember that we use captions when labeling our tables, our shapes, and our equations. This is mostly used in a document that is made up of many pages. Now let's go ahead and see the various styles that are available in Word. In Word, go to the Home tab. On your Home tab, go to the Styles group. In the Styles group, you will have the available styles. These styles that you are seeing begins with the normal style. From the normal style, you goes across the heading 1 style, heading 2, the title, the subtitle, and so on. We can click on this drop-down menu. This drop-down menu is going to provide further style options for us. Let's go ahead and click on it. When I click on this styles drop-down, it's going to give a document some other options. When I click on that, we now have the various options that are available in Microsoft Office Word. You can go ahead and create styles using this control. You can go ahead and clear the formattings using this other control, and you can apply styles using this control. Let's go ahead and see how this works. This is an example of a typical document that is being used daily. This document contains a cover page. This cover page is followed by a dedication, acknowledgement, table of contents, list of figures, and so on. After that, we have the body of our work that begins with chapter 1. Chapter 1 is the general introduction. After chapter 1, we have other subheadings. Then we move down, we have other chapters. We're going to see how to give caption to these tables. We're also going to see how to give captions to these figures. Then we're also going to see how to differentiate our headings from our subheadings, and further, how to differentiate our subheadings and our headings from the body of our text. This we are going to do using styles. Styles will permit you to easily format the text in your document without highlighting the text. This is because once you have applied styles, it's going to permit you to be able to control some functions in your document. Let's go ahead and see how to pull this off. Before we apply styles to our selected text, let us see how we can adjust the available styles to suit our text. I'm going to use headings. Headings will refer to my main headings in my document. We are also going to use subheadings. Subheadings will refer to the subheadings that are found in my document. Like for example, chapter 1 will be a main heading, whereas introduction will refer to a subheading. So let's go ahead and see how we can define these various headings. Then we're also going to have the body of our text. So let's see how we can adjust the various styles to suit our text. We're going to go ahead and highlight the text that we want to be our headings. When I highlight the text that belongs to my heading, I'm going to click on heading 1. This heading 1, when I click on it, I'm saying that these are my headings. Notice that when I give these headings as a heading 1, I can go ahead and now highlight chapter 1. When I highlight chapter 1, I will also say my chapter 1 is a heading 1. This is going to permit me to be able to control my headings whenever I want to control my headings. I'm going to highlight chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4 with chapter 5 as well. These, I will also make them my heading 1. This one looks quite good to me. I'll go ahead and check if I have other headings 1. I have no heading 1 here, but now I will need to do some modifications to my heading 1. We're going to see how to modify the existing styles in order to match the formatting that we desire for our document. For now, we have already made these selections headings. You now notice that once I highlight the headings, it is also highlighted in my styles group. That shows that this item that I've highlighted or this item on which I've clicked belongs to the heading 1 category. Let's go ahead and now select the body. The body of our document is already showing us that it belongs to the normal category. I can leave that as it is because it already belongs to the normal. Let's click anywhere in the body of our document. When I click anywhere in the body of my document, go to the styles group and see that the normal option is highlighted. When my normal style is highlighted, it shows that the body of my document belongs to the normal style. That I can leave it as it is. And I go ahead and now define my subheadings. I can choose my subheadings to be my heading 2. I will now go ahead and identify all the subheadings in my document. Introduction is a subheading. I'm going to highlight introduction. And when I highlight introduction, I'm going to click on heading 2. Heading 2 will now represent my subheadings. When I click on heading 2, I now know that heading 2 is a subheading. I'll go ahead and look at starting MS Word. Starting MS Word will also be a subheading. I'll highlight starting MS Word using the click and drag technique. When I highlight starting MS Word using the click and drag technique, I'll click on heading 2. When I click on heading 2, it means that my heading 2 is, of course, being defined. That is what we're going to do. We're going to move in our document, and wherever we have any subheading, we're going to highlight. This is an overview of the user interface of my Microsoft Office Word. I'm going to highlight it and click on heading 2. When I do that, I'm going to go ahead, and wherever I have another subheading, I'll highlight it and click on heading 2. That will permit me to define the headings. Now we have been able to define the main headings in our document. Let's go and check that out. When I click on my chapter 1, where I have general introduction, when I click on it, I have heading 1 highlighted. It means that this chapter 1 belongs to the heading 1. When I click on introduction, introduction is heading 2. That is my subheading. And when I click on the body of my document, the normal is highlighted. That tells us that we have used 3 styles already. We have used the normal style, we have used the heading 1 style, and the heading 2 style. Let us now see how to modify these existing styles. I'm going to modify these existing styles by highlighting any of the headings. Let's highlight the chapter 1, which belongs to the main heading. I'm going to modify chapter 1 to suit my formatting. Remember that we can change the font type. We said the general font type, or the generally accepted font type, is the Times New Roman. I'm going to go to my font group. The font group is found on the Home tab. In the Home tab, go to the font group, and in the font group, you identify the font type group. In the font type group, click and change your font type to Times New Roman. When I change my font type to Times New Roman, that is quite okay to me. I look at the font size. My font size is 16. I want to bring the font size to 14. I'll click on it and select 14. When I select 14, my font type is alright and my font size is okay. I want to change my line spacing so that I have control over my line spacing. I want to check my line spacing. When I click on this line spacing tool, the line spacing tool is found in the paragraph group. The paragraph group is found also on the Home tab. On the Home tab in the paragraph group, click on the line spacing option. On this line spacing tool, go ahead and click on line spacing options. When your line spacing option dialog opens, this paragraph dialogs will permit you to set your line spacing. Ensure that the spacing before is 0 point and the spacing after is 0 point. Then where you have the line spacing, make sure that it is 1.5. When we select, I will select 1.5 and hit OK. When I select 1.5 and hit OK, I notice that my heading 1 is having a color. This text is having a color. I will change this text color to black. I'll click on this color tool. I'll click on this text color tool. The font color tool, which we call text color tool, is found on the Home tab in the fonts group. Go to the Home tab in the fonts group and click on this font tool. When you click on this font tool, you have the various colors that will appear. You can go ahead and select any color that you like. I will select the black color here. When you select the black color, you notice that your heading 1 now changes to black. We notice that our heading 1, we have performed some basic formattings and it's looking quite good now. I can go ahead and make it bold. When I click on the bold tool found in the fonts group, you realize that my chapter 1 is bold. And if this is okay for me as my chapter 1, then I'll go ahead in my styles group, right click on your right mouse button. When you click on your right mouse button when your mouse pointer is on heading 1, you're going to have the various controls that will appear. Now you have the control that says update heading 1 to match selection. I'll click on this. When I click on this, it's going to change all the other heading 1s to match the formatting that I gave to that chapter 1. Look at this. This changes. It changes, right? And our heading 1 had all the other formattings that we did not see. Let's hit the undo tool and see what we have done here. When I hit the undo tool, let's go up and check out this dedication, the acknowledgement table of content. It has different font types, different font sizes, different line spacing, and different color. But then when I highlight this chapter 1 that belongs to the heading 1 and I've modified, if I right click on my heading 1 and take update heading 1 to match selection, is going to change all the other options. That is how you modify an existing style to match formatting in your document. In the same way, we can do the same thing for our subheading. we can go ahead and change our subheading. Again, we do as we did. We change the font type to Times New Roman. When I change the font types to Times New Roman, I'll leave the font size as 13. I'll change the font color. The font color is found in the font group on the Home tab. The font color tool is found there. Go ahead and click on it. You can now change the color to any color that you desire. But this time we want to change the color to black. I'll click on the black option there. And then we want to change the line spacing. Again, I'll open the line spacing dialog. When the line spacing dialog is open, I'll ensure that the space before and the space after are all 0. When they are all 0, I'll ensure that my line spacing is set at 1.5. Then I'll click on OK. When I click on OK, that is done. I want my subheadings to also be bold. I will now click on bold, and that is done. I can go in the same way and right click on it. Look at the other subheadings. Look at starting MS Word. You see that it also has a color. When that color is there, it's telling you that this is a color, it has a font type that is different from what we want, and it also has a line spacing that is different from what we want. I can go back to my styles group now, the styles group found on the Home tab, and I click on it and I take update heading tool to match selection. When I update heading tool to match selection, notice that my starting MS Word now adjusts to match the selection that I used above. That is how you work with styles, and that's how we update styles. Right, that is how you modify styles to match formatting in your document. Let us see how to modify styles or our existing styles using the modify style dialog. For you to open your modify style dialog, go ahead and go to the Home tab. On your Home tab in the styles group, go ahead and right click on the style that you desire. Remember that as of now, we are using the normal style, the heading 1 style, and the heading 2 style. That is the style we desire to format, and we want to see how to modify it using the modify style dialog. We want to open the modify style dialog now. Let's go ahead and do this. On the Home tab in the style group, let's go ahead and modify the heading 1 style. I will go with my mouse pointer on the heading 1 style and right click. When I right click, I'll take modify. When I take modify, it will open the modify style dialog. When the modify style dialog opens, I can now change my style name. I'll change my style name to main heading. When I change my style name to main heading, you realize that I have other controls that I can already control here. But we're going to go ahead and change these various formattings. I'll change already my font type. My font type, I'll change it from Calibri Light to Times New Roman. I'll change my font size. My font size to font size 14. I also change the color. My color, I can change it to any text color that I like, but I want to go with black. I'll take black. When that is all done, I can hit on the OK button. But I don't want to hit on the OK button now because I desire to change my line spacing options. When I want to change my line spacing options, I'll go to the bottom left of my modify style dialog that opened. On the bottom left of this window, I'm going to click on the format. When I click on format, we have the various format controls that we can have. We have the font. We can format the font. We can format paragraph, borders, types, and the numbering. Go ahead and use any of these controls to see how it will affect your document. We're going to select format paragraph. When I select format paragraph, the format paragraph dialog that opens will permit me to be able to define certain controls of my paragraph. We have the general controls that involves the alignment. We can align to the left, we can center align, right align, or justify. We can also define indentations. Indentations would be either to the left or right indents, and we can as well define paragraph or line spacing. Our line spacing will define the spacing before paragraphs and the spacing after paragraph. Remember that we have two types of paragraphs, the indented paragraphing and the block paragraphing. With the block paragraphing, we are required to leave spaces between paragraphs. So you can go ahead and either give a space value that you desire to appear before a paragraph or after a paragraph. I'm going to select 0 in this case. When I take 0, it means I have no spacing before and after paragraphs. Then my line spacing should be set at 1.5 lines. Remember, you can take single line, double line, or other values. I'm going to take 1.5 line spacing. When I take 1.5 line spacing, that looks quite good to me. I'm going to hit on OK. When I hit OK and I hit OK again, observe to see how my main headings will change. Remember that chapter 1 is my main heading. So when I hit OK here, my chapter 1 changes. It changes to match the formattings that I've set on my main heading. If I go up, I check my dedication, acknowledgement, and so on. They have also changed to match the setting that I've made on my main heading. In the same way, I can change my subheadings. I can go back to the home tab. On the home tab to the styles group. And in the styles group, remember that my subheadings correspond to heading 2. In my styles group, I will right click on headings 2. When I right click on heading 2, I'll take modify. When I take modify, I can now give it subheadings. When I write subheadings, that is done. I can go ahead and change my font type and take it to Times New Roman. I can change my font size to 14. I can change my font color to black. And when that is all done, I can hit the OK button. But again, I want to open my paragraph dialog. Remember that you can go ahead and check any of these dialogues here that will permit you to gain more control over certain aspects of your document, like the font, the numbering, the shortcut, and the text effects. I'm going to take paragraph again. Paragraph opens my paragraph dialog. Remember, on the paragraph dialog, we can change the alignment either to the left, centered, or right. We can change indentation and we can change spacing. And we said our spacing before and after paragraphs should be 0, and our line spacing should be at 1.5 lines. I'll hit OK and hit OK again. That will be able to define my subheadings. But look at my main heading and my subheading. None of them is bold. None of them is highlighted. None of them looks different from the others. We can go ahead and do this. I may desire now to make my main headings all in capital letters. I'm not going to be highlighting one after another to make them in capital letters. I'm going to use the style controls. When I go to the styles, on the home tab, I'll right click on main heading and take modify. I want to make my main heading bold and make it all in capital letters. I'm going to use the format button that is found to the bottom left of my modify style dialog that opens. I'll click on this format. On this format, I'll take font. When I'll take font, I'm going to go ahead and now ensure that it is all in capital letters. Look at this all caps option here. When I click on all caps, it's going to make all my main headings in capital letters. I'll hit on OK. When I hit OK, I want it to be in capital letters and bold again. And if I desire to make it underline, I'll click on this underline tool and I hit OK. When I hit OK, we expect to see our main headings all in bold, capital letters, and underline. Look at that. It looks quite good. And if I want to make it again and make them to be center aligned, again, I'm not going to highlight them one after another and use the center align tool in the paragraph group on the home tab. No, we are going to use, again, still the styles. We're going to right click on our style and take modify again. When we take modify, we have the center align option here. This is the center align option. When we center align it, we're going to take OK, and when we hit OK, all our main headings will be center aligned. This is the advantage of using styles, and we can as well go ahead and now modify our normal. Remember that the body of our document is the normal style. If I right click on the normal and I take modify, I can now change it to body. When I take it body of text, when I take body of text, I can now change the font size to 12. I can allow the font type at Times New Roman, and the color will go to black. Then we hit on the format tool. We change also the line spacing as we did for the other options, and that will be done quite well, and our document will be looking good. And that is what the advantage of using styles will permit you to do. Remember that you can as well create your own styles from scratch. This means you enter text. Let's enter some text. When you enter text as you desire, you're going to highlight this text. When you highlight this text, you go up to your home tab. On the home tab in the styles group, we're going to click on this drop down menu. When I click on this drop down here, it's going to give me the various controls that can permit me to create my style. Look at this control here. You permit me to create a style based on the formatting of the selected text. So if I format this text, no matter anyhow that I'll format this text, I can then create a style based on the formatting of that text. And that is exactly how you create styles. Thanks very much for watching. In this lesson, we saw how to work with styles. Remember that in a word processor, a style is a collection of formatting instructions. It permits you to be able to work on a document that contains many pages. Remember that your document is made up of main headings, subheadings, body, and captions. We use captions in the case of equations, tables, or figures. Now, we notice that when these items are found in our document, especially when the document is made up of many pages, we are not going to be moving from one page to another, highlighting and formatting. To be highlighting and formatting, we can therefore use styles that will permit us to format easily.